Throughout our lives, we have many titles. Jeanette would work her way through quite a few. Friday, January 13th, 1939. On her very first day, she gained 2 titles. She became a daughter and a little sister. It was also the first time of many Jeanette would belt out that high C she would become known for. 2 years later, on her birthday, she received her next big title, Big Sister. Jeanette was a brilliant, red-headed, freckle-faced whirlwind, or maybe tornado would better describe her. She could sing and she could dance, and she did both her entire life. For Jeanette, performing was a family affair. She would often dance with her brother, and she would also sing while her mother played the piano for her. Jeanette was becoming a beautiful young woman. While she was performing with her mother at the USO in San Diego, California, Jeanette caught the eye of a young U.S. Marine. Even if he didn't catch her eye at first, he would give her next title. Thursday, November 4th, 1954. Jeanette became a wife. Mrs. F. David Rolfe. If you just did the math, you realized she was only 15 that day. She retained that title for 68 years and 18 days. That is quite an accomplishment. On Thursday, September 27th, 1956, Jeanette received her next title, Mother. The first Rolfe child has arrived, F. David Rolfe, Jr. Jeanette was now a boy mom, and she loved every minute of it. On Sunday, July 20th, 1958, the second Rolfe child arrived, Stephen Timothy, another boy. During this era of babies and ball teams, Jeanette and Dave and the 2 boys attend Maywood Baptist Church, singing in the choir and making lifelong friends. On Monday, December 27th, 1965, the third Rolfe child arrives, Jonathan Christopher. You guessed it, another boy. Life was pretty great with 3 boys. Jeanette had boys down pat. Ball games, fishing, camping, and all things dirt. Boys were the Rolfe way. Until Thursday, October 23rd, 1969, the 4th and final Rolfe child has arrived, Jennifer Lynn. In the words of Jeanette, he's a girl, which was more appropriate than she could have ever imagined. Jennifer later became known by her 3 brothers as the son her father always wanted. The Rolfes are a big family now, family of 6. Dave and Jeanette, David and Steve, and Jonathan and Jennifer. In the summer of 1976, big changes were in store for the Rolfe family. Dave Jr. has moved out on his own, and he's living in Missouri. Steve begins touring with Renaissance on his way to becoming a PTL singer. Dave and Jeanette, Jonathan and Jennifer drive across the country from Missouri to California. They're going to live near Jeanette's family. First, living in Chula Vista, very close to Jeanette's dad. Then, they move to El Cajon for the next 30 years. The Rolfes' second set of kids, that's what John and Jennifer called themselves, grow up in El Cajon, sort of. They attend Skyline Wesleyan Church in Lemon Grove. They spend a lot of time there in Lemon Grove. The family visited Skyline one Sunday and stayed for years. Jeanette and Dave joined the Wesley Weds. All the married couples with kids were in the Wesley Weds. Jeanette and Dave joined the Skyline Chorale. The Rolfe family was in the living Christmas tree. Jeanette and Dave, they were in the actual tree. It was a great Rolfe life in California. The second Rolfe family grew up, and then the entire Rolfe family grew. Steve eventually settled down in San Diego with the rest of the Rolfes. David Jr. even joined the California Rolfes for a time, before heading back to Missouri, where he happily lives today. On Friday, March 6, 1981, Jeanette received her next title, grandmother. Thanks to Stephen Timothy, she had her first grandchild, Noah Stephen. The Rolfe family attended Jeanette's family reunion next, with cousins, aunts, and uncles, and a lot of good times. In June of 1984, John graduated from Valhalla High School. The next event was Tuesday, May 13, 1986. Again, thanks to Stephen Timothy, Catherine Morgan, or Katie K, as her grandma called her, joined the Rolfe family. In June of 1987, Jennifer graduates from Valhalla High School, and Jeanette goes to work for San Diego State University in the athletics department. Jeanette loves working at SDSU. In June of 1989, John graduates from Point Loma Nazarene College. The Rolfe kids are all grown up now and setting out on their own, getting real jobs and meeting new people. The Rolfe kids are ready to begin their own family stories, and that leads us to Jeanette's next title, Mother of the Groom. On Saturday, October 26, 1991, Steve married the new Jennifer Rolfe. And on Saturday, July 6, 1992, John married Marilyn. After all the weddings, the Rolfe family took a trip to Missouri. It was nice to have all 6 original Rolfes together again. After that trip, the Rolfe family would change again. The Rolfe family was growing quickly. In less than 2 years, Jeanette was blessed with 5 more grandchildren. That's when she was given the title, the Mama Lady to the Fab Five. On Sunday, July 17, 1994, Harley Ann is the first to arrive of the Fab Five. Following close behind, on Monday, October 3, 1994, is Jessica Nicole. Harley and Jess were such cute babies together and perfect big sisters. On Tuesday, November 21, 1995, Hunter Noel joins in and claims the last spot for the girls. The first of the boys was next. On March 6, 1996, Daniel David became number 4 of the Fab Five. He was followed closely by the last boy. On Thursday, June 6, 1996, Andrew Jackson was born. The Fab Five are now complete. They are ready to take over the world, or at least take over the Rolfe family. They are both a handful and a blessing, and the Mama Lady loved every second of it. The next title for Jeanette was Mother of the Bride. Saturday, August 29, 1998, the original Jennifer Rolfe marries Michael Randazzo. The Rolfe family was a fun place to be. Cousins growing up together, close to each other, and close to the mama. Changes come as they always do. John and Marilyn, Jessica and Andrew moved to Texas. The San Diego Rolfes may have shrunk in numbers, but we always come together for the Mama Lady. In 2004, there were more big changes in store for the Rolfe family. Jeanette retires from SDSU. Jeanette and Dave move to Sun Lakes, Arizona. Lots of people move near Sun Lakes. Friends Dave went to high school with live near Sun Lakes. Friends Jeanette grew up with live near Sun Lakes. Couples they both knew when they were a young couple live near Sun Lakes. Jeanette and Dave found a church, they sang in the choir, they made new friends, and they got together with old friends. Life was good for Jeanette and Dave in Sun Lakes. There were many more milestones and special times for the Rolfe family. Jeanette's mother is still living in Los Angeles. There were grandkids in San Diego and in Texas, and David is still living in Missouri. So Jeanette and Dave would travel often back and forth between Arizona and California. It was so often, in fact, that it was almost like they never left. They wanted to see everyone, so they traveled to Texas and to Missouri. This last title, not all are fortunate enough to receive. Jeanette did on her 60th wedding anniversary. Tuesday, November 4th, 2014, she became a great-grandmother to Jonah Duane. And then again, on Tuesday, October 26th, 2021, Glenn Murphy joined the family. A few days later, on Wednesday, November 3rd, 2021, Nash Wild became part of the family. And just last month, on Thursday, December 22nd, 2022, Nolan Christopher was the last great-grandchild to join the group. Jeanette made things grow in her garden that cannot and should not grow here in the desert, but they grew for Jeanette. Her garden grew the same way her family grew, fed and watered, pruned with care, propped up carefully, transplanted a time or two, but only as needed, and most of all, loved with all of her heart. On Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022, at 9:02 a.m., Jeanette walked into the Garden of Heaven, escorted by her son Jonathan. Her mother was playing the piano, and her father was dancing. She will truly be missed until we see her again in her garden in heaven.